Today we're going to create truffula trees inspired by Dr. Seuss. You can take yours a step further and make them curlier or curvier. And we are also going to show space by having close up and far away. Well, how do we do that? Step one is to make a horizon line. It's kind of a good idea to put hills one in front of another because it looks very much like the way Dr. Seuss did a lot of curvy lines. But see, one here, then stop when you touch the next one, and then close, middle ground, background. Or you really can just make a line. Step two. Draw the truffula trees. So you can begin, let's begin with one that's close up. That would mean it starts all the way at the bottom and it should be a little wider than the others. Sketch very lightly. I'm making mine a little curvy. And then follow that line to make a double line so we can color it in. Now watch out, whenever something's in front of another, that means it's overlapping. And you have to erase whatever was behind it. Like these hills are behind the tree. I'm going to make another one here. You can decide where you want your trees. In other words, your hills could be different. You might just have a horizon line without showing other hills. And then you would still start at the bottom. And your tree can be curved any way you want. Don't forget to erase. Okay, we're going to do the tops later. Now, if you put one in the middle ground, that means it starts up a little higher, but not all the way up. And if you can manage to make it a little thinner, not as wide, and erase whatever's overlapping. So on this one, I'll make my middle ground tree here. A little farther away. You cannot be wrong. You decide where they would look good to you. Erase inside because it's overlapping. You get the idea. Far away would be high up. So you don't have to start things that are far away on top of the far away horizon line. You can start them a little lower. And of course, these would be the most narrow, the thinnest, because if they were big, they will look smaller. The higher up on the page is the farthest away, okay? So you can make as many as you want. I feel like this space is a little empty, so I'm gonna do one. And that's also in the middle ground, a little lower than that one. I'm gonna make that one taller. I would say 4 or 5 is a good number whenever you fill up your page. So, I'm gonna make a little one here. Okay, next step is color them all yellow, right? So if you have a yellow marker, that actually works best because it's bright. And especially if you remember when we learned how to color over marker when it dries, take your time and really color them in smoothly. And when you get to the bottom, go back and give it another layer so they pop, so that they really show up. Now, if you have crayons, then you use crayons, right? You have to use what you have. And you really have to try your best not to go fast, because when you go fast, it won't be bright, right? Okay, so now, you're not going to do this part now. You might have started, but we're not going to try to finish all of them while you're following along with me. The next thing I'm going to do is show you different ways to make the top. So, there are many different ways. I made this really crazy. I made it regular, the way Dr. Seuss's look, and then I added more curvy lines coming out. So let's just say this is one of the trees. And of course, let's not forget those cool stripes. And because a tree trunk is a cylinder, the stripes will be a little curvy. Okay. So pick any bright color that you want to start with. I'm going to start with pink. And this is one way to create those fluffy looking truffulas. So it's like a T and then an X, kind of like the way we draw snowflakes. And then you just go out from the middle and make a lot. If you want it to look really fuzzy and fluffy, you make a lot of lines and keep going around and around until it's all filled up. Try not to leave too many white spaces. Okay, so it takes time. Another way is, I'm going too fast, so don't try to keep up with me, is you can draw a circle, color it in nice and bright, and then you can do all the fuzzies coming out all around. Okay, so you already have the middle all colored, but I'm going too fast. Do not go this fast. And finally, the last way I did it, I made this circle, but then I drew with a pencil just some really wavy pieces. So if you want to just use your imagination and create your Truffula trees a little different than Dr. Seuss, of course, go ahead. You are the artist in this project. And what will really make it stand out, when you're done, outline, because I really want to see how you made it look close up and far away, and how it overlaps, like this tree overlaps this hill, so you're not crossing into the tree, right? Don't forget these. You outline everything. Okay, you're not going to finish while the video's on, so don't get nervous like, oh no, I'm not keeping up with you. You're not supposed to be keeping up with me. And same with the truffulas. You can actually outline them unless you feel like they came out really bright enough. That's your choice, okay? And don't forget to color the hills different shades of green, or maybe you want to make a fantasy color. Okay, let's see if you're ready. And I forgot to say hello. I hope you do a great job. I know you will.